Oh, I forgot my mic. 2 seconds. Good morning, everybody. I guess it helps if you guys can hear me and it doesn't sound like I'm in a room full of fish tanks. It's probably important. Well, good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's doing good, having a great day. Hope you can actually hear me right now. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2. Camera, microphone, audio. Hello. All right. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Sorry for the delay. Apparently, I don't remember how to live stream anymore, and I forgot my microphone. How's it sound? Do I sound okay? You guys hear me okay? Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Crypt Keeper Aquatics, a.k.a. All You Can Wheat. We hear you and see you. Good. Well, I hope everybody's doing good today and, having a nice, peaceful day, not worried about changes out there in the world and the craziness that's happening. So today what I wanted to do for you is I wanted to feed more of these shrimp lollies because I liked how it looked on camera, but I also liked how the shrimp were swarming on it. So I wanted to put a few of these into the tanks and just see how they do. And I think it's going to be good. So yes, if you are reading back in the chat, me and Crypt Keeper were talking about the bill they're trying to pass in regards to import and exports in America. And as a shrimp keeper and a hobbyist, it's a little frustrating. As somebody who wants to get into the industry and sell and breed, it's a lot frustrating. Now, I understand out of country, but state to state's a little much. Like, they're already here in the country. It's fine. But we won't talk about that today because I'm sure there's a lot of other channels that are covering that. And I have always wanted to be a distraction from the world and not adding to the world's stress and chaos. So politics, stuff that's happening that is potentially scary. I just want to keep you guys safe. I just want to protect you from the world. I just want to come on here and have fun, talk about shrimp and stuff like that. We don't have to continue to stress about stuff that is out of our control because besides lobbying and, petitions and stuff like that, it truly is out of our control. We just have to trust that everything will work out and do our part that way. But let's go ahead and add this to the stream here. We're going to throw one of these shrimp lollies in here. Oh, I hope I didn't just stab that shrimp. That went in super forcefully. Watch out, javelin coming down. All right, there you go, little guys. I think that looks pretty good. Let's back it up a bit. They're already going for it, so they already like it. That's good. Yeah, I think these shrimp lollies are going to do good today. I'm excited for it. Hello, hello. Hey, Sebastian, how are you? Yes, I know. I almost impaled them. It's not good. I went to put it down and it just slipped out of my hand and it's got that weight on it. Antonio Rosa, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Well, I hope you guys had a good 2 weeks. I didn't stream last week. My dog has been having some problems going on. She's got an ear infection and then a hematoma from shaking her head too much. So been having to deal with that, but she's doing good now. And, hopefully no major surgeries in the future, but we'll see. Because I really don't want to spend $1,500 to fix her ear. Of course, I have no problem doing it if I have to, but still, nobody wants to spend money. Yeah, they already like this shrimp lolly. This is going to be a hit. I've got a good feeling. So these are shrimp lollies that I got from my local shrimp pimp, Mike Coleman. If you are in the Arizona area, you can always get stuff like this from him as well as shrimp but it is pumpkin, bee pollen, mineral powder, astaxanthin, and egg white. So the astaxanthin was actually going to help with coloration. So that's where you're going to get some of those reds and oranges and yellows. It's going to help with that. So these are my blue bolts, my blue bolt tank, and it seems that they are already starting to swarm. There's a pretty good glare there. Let's see if we can, oh, excuse the chair farts. Let's see if we could add some more light and possibly get rid of that glare. What's this? Oh, I like it. Picasso. It kind of helps. And then I did throw a little bit of that darker substrate up in front there. And that was mainly just to cover the black spots that I had in the brown substrate from where they eat. Yes, I did get them to sync. So I've got some plant weights that I use and just wrapped it around the stick and then stuck it in there. So they're doing good. Robert Redman, how are you? Doing emoji bomb for all our members out there. And I do want to give a quick shout out to all of my members. You know, thank you guys so much. You and everybody else are what make this channel. So, you know, Crypt Keeper Aquatics, aka All You Can Wheat, Shelly Speet, Bob Moss, Robert Redmond, Tater Salad, Jamie Anderson, Amber, my lovely wife, as well as Big Daddy Mark from Mark Shrimp Tanks. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And of course, if you would like to become a member of the Poseidon's Pets posse and help to support all of my shrimp, I think you can do this. Member, we'll see. Can you? I don't want to do an emoji. I don't even know what I'm doing. Don't even know how to use my own stream. Come on. I think that works. We'll see if Nightbot's awake. I'm not awake. I did not sleep that much last night. I went to bed at like 4. I almost didn't stream today, but I know I didn't stream last week, so didn't want to do that to you guys again. But yeah, they're absolutely going to town on this thing. I wish it would focus. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, they're loving it. That's awesome. All right, thanks, Tim. So Tim says, all you can wheat is now done and over. It's a death of an era, a coming of an end. So you can call me Crips now, or my real name is Tim. Hi, bro. Good night. Good night to you, too. I hope that is a hello good night and not a goodbye good night. But either way, good evening. And my Oscars are fighting. So I've got a nice video for you guys this week. I got some new shrimp, so I've added to my colony, and I added to my blue bolts. So I got some more blue bolts to this tank, and they're a lot more blue than what you see here because my majority of my colony is kind of a yellowish green. So the blue is super light, and I wanted to add some darker colors to them. And you can see that I've got some Azura patterns in there with the black spots on the heads, which hopefully I'm going to cull out eventually. I'll be able to cull all those out, but haven't wanted to pull them out because that's a lot of the colony, and a lot of my deep blue has that pattern on there. So we'll have to see how it goes over time. I may just have to cull majority of this tank or just start another tank. From Turkey, nice. So Boris Isler says, yes, from Turkey. Yeah, but they're going to town on this. That's so cool to watch. I wish it would focus a little bit better, though. Can't wait until I have a better camera to live stream with. for sure. All right, so the blue bolts are going to town on it. Let's go ahead and move on to another tank. Hopefully that package crinkling isn't too loud for you guys. So I do like to answer any questions you guys have on my live stream. So if you have any shrimp related questions, fish related questions, feel free to share them. Hey, John. Sharpie's Fish and Phantoms just joined. Welcome to the stream. John Sharpie. It's the wee bugger, John Sharp. All right, watch out, shrimp. Coming in hot. Pew. I didn't skewer him this time. So if you're just joining, you missed it. I was spearfishing in my shrimp tank with the with the shrimp lollies. Oh God. So we are feeding shrimp lollies, which, if you're just joining us, has pumpkin, bee pollen, mineral powder, astaxanthin, and egg whites. So I'm sure egg whites are just a binder, but the shrimp seem to be going crazy for these, and they absolutely love it. So it's cool to watch them swarm all over the sticks and do their thing. Mexicali Fish Keeper has our first question. Do you have any experience with whisker shrimp? And if so, what's their care guide? That is an excellent question, and I have never heard of whisker shrimp. So unless that is a nickname for something I am not aware of, I have never heard of it. Oh, they're ghost shrimp. Yes, so ghost shrimp or glass shrimp or grass shrimp are a type of wild shrimp that you find in a lot of the waterways in most places. So you can find them in the Florida canals, and they are just a clear shrimp type of, like, most people call them like ghost shrimp. I don't have too much experience with them because all of the ghost shrimp I have ever been able to find have always been sold as feeders, and they just don't live very long. They got all kinds of parasites, and I would say ghost shrimp are considered the feeder goldfish of the shrimp community. If you can find a good breeder who has been taking care of them and stuff, then they're good. But no, not too much experience with them. I would say that they are similar to like Neos in regards to type of water, because they survive in the Florida Canal, so it's got to be similar to Neos. John says, I have so many questions. Nothing to do with shrimp, though. You can ask me any of your questions, John. What's the meaning of life? 42. Yeah, 42. You should have asked, what's the question? What's the great question of life? All right. Tim says, just picked up a 40-gallon tank, and now I have a difficult choice to make. A 20-gallon tank was already going to be Caradina soon when I swap over, but what tank do I keep as a single line? Which do I Mishlings? I gotcha. Yeah. So it just depends on preference. You know, they're your shrimp, so pick what you like. If you want to do it for profit, pick the ones that are most expensive. Oh, wow. Mexicali says it's about 3 inches long, but know if it's going to get bigger. So yeah, whisker shrimp is definitely not a ghost shrimp then. Yeah, they look like it. They look just like it, but I've never seen them that get that big. Yeah, I couldn't tell you, man. And Tim says, and what single line can you all talk me into? Thank you, Nightbot. If you would like to, feel free to become a member of the Poseidon's Posse. It definitely helps me out. All proceeds go back to my shrimp tanks. Hello, Merlos. Welcome to the stream. So Merlos says, I can't find any decent breeders locally, only low grades for high prices. That can be hard, and that's why it's good to support everybody across the nation. And there's a lot of breeders. So if you're in the US, I can give you some recommendations of places that I've ordered shrimp from, and they'll definitely help you out, and you won't be disappointed. Excellent question, John. So yeah, John says, does it have fans for hands? So is it a filter feeder? Because it could be like a bamboo shrimp or vampire shrimp, and vampire shrimp get pretty big. I want to get a few of them. They're massive. Merlost asks, what are the stable lines of Caridina? Pure red line, pure black line, more. So crystal blacks and crystal reds you can have in the same tank, and they will breed true to where they will either be crystal reds or crystal blacks. And then depending on what you mean by stable lines, there's a lot of stuff out there that will breed true. So as long as you're not crossbreeding them and mixing them in the same tank, then they'll breed true to what their parents are. So the only shrimp I know of that you can mix together and the babies come out one or the other is calcio shrimp or crystal blacks and crystal reds. Mexicali says, Sharpie, no, it has long, skinny claws. So I feel like I've heard of this shrimp before, and they're pretty big hunters, and they'll wipe a tank of a lot of stuff. Marla says, sorry, I'm from the Netherlands looking at German shops. No worries. I'm sure you'll find something. There's lots of stuff overseas. Absolutely, John. So John says, where are you, Merlos? Fish fam will have some shrimp fairly close. I cannot talk. Could be some kind of crayfish, possibly. Wow, they're really going to town on this. I knew the blue bolts wouldn't disappoint. These guys are some voracious eaters. Hey, Shrimp Mania, how are you? I'm doing excellent. Thanks for joining. Hope you're doing well. So when you cross crystal reds and crystal blacks, chances are that the babies are going to be either crystal red or crystal black. Same with the calcios. All right, so I'm just moving down the line, throwing these lollies in the tank so that way they can kind of swarm. Once again, if you're just joining us, feeding some shrimp lollies. It's pumpkin, bee pollen, mineral powder, astaxanthin, egg whites. And I just remembered, I've got a repairman coming to work on my dishwasher. So if I got to cut the stream short, it's because I got somebody here to fix my dishwasher. He said afternoon, and it's only 10, so we should have time. We should be good. We should be all right, but you never know. All right, Shep. Incoming spear. Watch out. Oh no, my shrimp, it's broken. Wow, this one doesn't want to stay in the substrate. Well, it's going to be crooked. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Duckweed, I love you and hate you at the same time. Shrimp Mania says, good. Nice, sexy shrimp doing pole dancing. Yes, absolutely. They're loving that shrimp lolly. Going to town on it. All right. Tim says, I think I mistyped that. Meant to say male calcio with female crystal. New pattern / color possible, or will it breed true to just one parent? So if you were to mix a calcio with a crystal shrimp, it will be a crossbreed. It will have different patterns and different colors, and I don't believe they look very nice because I've heard once you start breeding with the calcios, they have some their offspring aren't the greatest. I'm not reading that, John. No, our mechanical dishwasher. She actually did the dishes for us while our dishwasher was broken. It was very nice of her. So I definitely appreciate that. Mexicali is still trying to figure out what kind of shrimp he has. Looked at several suggestions, but the only one that closely resembles is the whisker shrimp, but it's much larger than what is stated, so I'm at a loss. Yeah, if you're part of the Facebook groups, I'm sure somebody on there would be able to tell you what it is. So let's see if I can turn this camera vertical, if that makes a difference. How's that look? Huh, that's kind of better. Interesting. I feel like it did something weird with the screen. I don't know what I'm doing. You guys just watch me experiment and do stuff. Yeah, that looks great though. Look at that. That's perfect. See, we should have done that from the start. That looks great. And you can see my hand. Peace sign. All right. John says, I have small feet. I'm the dishwasher here, so it isn't sexist. There's nothing wrong with washing dishes or doing chores. I do a lot of the chores. It's like a circle. It all comes around. So yeah, my blue bolts have been exploding. I just have tons of them in there. And if you're just joining us, I did buy 10 more, and you can watch the video on that tomorrow. Let's go ahead and switch takes. So this is the Black King Kong Extreme and Blue Bolt, Orange Eye Blue Bolts, Orange Eye Blue Tiger. Wow. See what happens when you get 4 hours of sleep? Yeah, you guys should be proud of me. I was gonna call the stream off and say I'm not streaming today. I want to sleep. But my internal clock woke me up at 9 like normal, and that was gonna be the deciding factor. If I slept through my normal time, then I was gonna keep sleeping. But if I woke up, I was going to stream. Not that you care. Nobody cares. Let's see. Tim says, still seeing random Neos pop out daily in the 20-gallon. Keep transferring them over to the 10-gallon I have set up for them. Any tips to getting rid of them fully before setting up new soil and everything? Take everything out of the tank, drain it to about this much, and just net them out. Just sit there and net them all out. What I usually do is I get as many as I can, and then I'll leave the tank set up for a while, and I'll feed it periodically. So when you start to feed the tank, a lot of times they'll come out. So just strip everything out of there, leave the water, of course, and the substrate, and just keep an eye on it and net them out daily. When I empty a tank, it usually takes me about a week, because it's not a matter of like fish. Like a fish tank, you can see all the fish, you know where they're all at, but a shrimp tank, there's tons of babies everywhere. And I've spent a week catching shrimp and making sure that there were no shrimp in a tank. Go and dump the substrate into a bucket, leave some water in there. A week later, I found 2 shrimp that were just like hanging out and growing up like babies that transferred over. So, best practices, best laid plans. Just do the best you can to get them all out of there. Nobody's going to be mad at you if accidentally some shrimp get left in there. It's part of the hobby and it sucks. But when we take plants out, when we change tanks, when we move substrate, there's going to be some babies that don't make it. They're just super tiny and they hide, and so it's unfortunate. But when I break down a tank, I'm sure I lose not quite a bit, but I'm sure there's a few stragglers of babies and snails and stuff like that. But just do the best you can and get them out of there. But patience and time. Just take your time. It doesn't have to be a quick move. It doesn't have to be a quick exchange. If it takes you a week to break down a tank, but you save some lives, then that's not bad. John says, small feet means I can get close to the sink, even if my belly sits on top. That's okay, as long as you can get it done. Tim says, no fish in there, so I haven't fed anything at all. Still finding random shrimp up here. Yeah, just strip it. Strip everything out of there, all the plants, all the decor, and feed the tank. So drop a pellet in the corner, like up close to the glass. They'll come for it. Panda baby in there. So this is my cross tank with my Black King Kong Extremes and my Orange Eye Blue Tigers. My Black King Kong Extremes aren't so extreme. So they're closer to just regular Black King Kongs, because you see they have a lot of the white on there. Oh, you can see that buried female. Look at all them eggs. What's up, girl? What's up, mama? Look at that. Tons of eggs on there. 2 seconds. See if we get a close up. Yeah, excuse the shuffling. All right. Got our handy dandy macro lens. Oh, she moved. That was such a good shot, too. Come on, mama. Oh, geez. You can do it. No, that's terrible. No, it's actually not too bad. But yeah, she was just loaded with eggs. ADD squirrel. All right. What was your question? So this is my Black King Kong Extreme Orange Eye Blue Tiger tank. So if you see something that looks like a panda, it's probably just a low grade Black King Kong. Tim says, so the Neos won't affect the Caridina colony at all. Main concern here. So the only thing that would cause any concern with Neos in a Caridina tank is them just taking the resources from the Caridina. But here's the kicker. When you put Neos in Caridina water parameters, they don't really breed. So they're not really living their best life. They can survive in there, but it's not the greatest environment for them. So you won't have any problems of keeping Neos with the Caridina. They're not going to crossbreed. They're not going to do anything besides just add to the waste of the tank and whatnot. Yeah, I'm sure if you check my sewer system, there's probably a good colony of shrimp down there. Mexicali says, I've resort to place a fine mesh net at the end of my siphon hose to try and catch any shrimp or fry when doing water changes. That's an excellent practice, and it is something that I have done since the beginning of my shrimp keeping journey. And if you have an old fish net or something, you just take a rubber band, put it over your siphon. That way you can drain the water without having to sit there and watch the hose constantly, because I don't care what anybody says about shrimp jumping out of the way. If you're taking water out of the tank, shrimp are curious. Anything you put in that tank, they're going to think it's food. They're going to go for it, and they're going to get sucked up. I've seen it. I've done it. So just putting a little net over your siphon will prevent that from happening. John, the bristlenose master, says he's had another spawn of long fin super reds. There you go. Got to make that money. Merlaz says, beautiful shrimp. Thank you. Definitely appreciate it. On to the next. I'm not happy with the focusing. Oh, something scared him. Yeah, so it's just not focusing on these guys. So this is my Serrata tank. So Tangerine Tigers and Aura Blues. And I am crossbreeding them to get Aura Greens. So you can see one of the babies there. And I just did a massive cull yesterday. So I pulled out 50 plus Tangerine Tiger babies. So anything that, looked orange or yellow, I pulled out. See if I can find that picture for you guys. I'll share that real quick. So how's everybody's day been so far? Do anything exciting? Anything shrimp related, fish related? What's your plans for the day? What's everybody doing today? What are we doing? What are we doing? My computer is slow. My computer is slow. I really need to clean this computer because I cannot load anything. Hopefully it's not affecting the computer too much or the stream. No packet loss. All right. There we go. I'm going to share my screen real quick so you guys can see this. That's the noise it makes when you share a screen. Bam. All right, so these are all of the culls that I pulled out yesterday. So you can see that there's some of them in there that are kind of blue, kind of green. And after I took this picture, I netted those out and added them back to the tank. But I wanted to pull all the yellow ones that I could out because that's not what we're going for. We want that more blue-green color, not the yellow color. Oh, what's happening? Don't do that. Don't do that now. Come on. So I pulled quite a few out of this tank yesterday and put them in my cull tank. So they're alive and well. Merla said, Mark Shrimp Tanks just posted a video about Gravelbacks. Yeah, he's got some good info. Mark's a great asset to the hobby for sure. John says, getting scary close to the possibility of 1K. Bristlenoses, not subs. Oh, God, you see how bald I am? Don't lean forward. Who needs hair anyways? Tim says, I dumped fertilizer in the tank. Does that count? No. I don't know what we're talking about. Merlas, looking at what my next Caradina variant will be. Calcios. Do some Dragon Bloods. John says, I uploaded a short and will be filming a video on a must-have item for all Aquarius later. John, you can't show that. You can't put that on film. It's not good, man. Merlas says, you have a picture of what you're going for. I'm sure I could find one. Let's see. Green, serrata, shrimp. Oh, let's see. Yeah, there we go. None of these look good. Hopefully mine look better than these do. These are terrible looking. Green aura shrimp, maybe? Yeah, they call them like green apples, green jellies. Search. Yeah, that's better. All right. Back to the screen share. Dun, dun, dun. You guys love my singing, don't you? Oh, Kat, I want you to sing more. I love your voice, Kat. Okay. All right, so this is kind of what we're going for. This would be nice, but that is going to take quite a few generations, and I'm not sure if that is the same type of shrimp. So you can see what we have here is it's basically a lighter blue, so it's not the deep blue like the aura blue. So I'm not sure if you guys could see me even pointing on the screen, but it's not a deep blue like these guys. It's more of that like lightish green color. That's a green jade. That's not serrata. Yeah, so we're looking for this like bluish green serrata color. This is what I have here. I would say these are probably an F1. If you can't see my cursor, well, I guess I could click on stuff, huh? So this guy here, this is, I would say a lot of my F1s are this way. So I have quite a few shrimp that are this way, but I have, I've seen a few that are like deep green like this. So I've got a couple of them that are this green yellow, which is really cool. So it's just going to take some generations of selection. What's the word I'm thinking of? I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to take some time of just picking the ones that I really like and the ones that I'm going for. But you can see the blues. My blues are super blue. What am I doing? Get off of there. Leah says, the F2 shrimp that you culled may show the green more when they start having babies, F3. Even though they're just straight tangerine tiger, you think they're gonna have some more of that green? Because I've left quite a few of them in the tank. Oh, gotcha. So Tim says, that was my response to, what are y'all doing in your tank today? I got ADD, man. Like, on to the next. You know, I'm already 10 steps in the future. I'll ask a question and then forget. So Tim has dumped fertilizer in his tank. That is what he's doing today. Merla says I can actually get some orange-eye dragon bloods. That'd be interesting. John says, you will find all sorts of strangeness on my channel. He is not wrong. Check it out. Not as bad as my singing. Thanks, Tim and Merlost. Very nice goal. Thanks, Merlost. Leah. Big Tank Hank, thanks for showing up, man. Joining the stream. Definitely appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. So Tim asks, any certain tank size when you're doing crossbreed projects, or is there a minimum or maximum size you go with? Depends on the start of the colony and how big you're going. 10 gallons are fine for most people. I like 20-gallon longs for just the footprint that they have, because with shrimp, you want to have more surface area instead of height. Shrimp don't care about swimming around the tank like fish do, so it doesn't matter how tall your aquarium is. They want that grazing area for the floor. So if you have a like short tank that's super wide, has a big footprint, those are great, but it all depends on your space in your room. And like most aquatic animals, having a larger body of water to live in is going to help with fluctuations. So having a higher gallon or higher liter tank is going to help with the water quality, because it's a matter of dilution. So if you have 10 shrimp in a gallon tank, creating waste, that water is going to get dirtier faster than if you had 10 shrimp in a 10-gallon tank. It's just, dilution is the solution. That's always what they say in shrimp or fish keeping. When you have an issue, do a water change. So water quality is big, and the tank size matters on that. So the bigger the tank, the better. Just depends on your space and what you're trying to accomplish. I will say bigger tanks, shrimp get bigger faster. There's less food competition. There's more food in the tank, cleaner water. My 29-gallon tank I just set up for the coals, all the babies that I dropped in there are bigger than some of the babies that have been growing for 3 months. It's just, when you have a larger body of water, they grow faster, they do better. It just depends on your house and tank size and what you can fit where you're trying to do it. John says, hi, Garrick. Hello, Hank. Leah, just straight up, stick with 10-gallon tanks. Yes, please. Do me a favor, like the stream, all that good stuff if you haven't already. John says, don't ask me about tank sizes. Big tank Hank. So yeah, I'm all for bigger tanks. With bigger tanks, the only problem with bigger tanks and shrimp is it's going to be harder to keep your biological bacteria alive, because if you have a small colony in a big tank, then that's less waste they're producing, but it's also less waste that's going to accumulate and become toxic over time. So there's pluses and minuses with both, but I definitely prefer bigger tanks. Tim says, thanks, just trying to figure out my shrimp room plans. No worries, man. 10 gallons have always struggled for me with fish. Any 10 gallon I have ever set up for fish, they die. Like, they get sick, they die. And I think it has a lot to do with just water quality. And, even if I'm doing water changes all the time, it just doesn't work out well. I've always felt that with fish, 20 gallon and up. With shrimp, 5 gallons is fine, 10 gallons is fine. It just depends on how big your colony is and your feeding and maintenance schedule. Because you can overfeed a 50-gallon tank. You can overfeed a 5-gallon tank. It just depends how many creatures are in there. There's a lot of factors. And I'm rambling. So on to the next. Oh, I got to move the lights. Let's go here. Because these guys are swarmed like crazy. Yeah, look at them blue bolts. There's just so many shrimp on that lolly. John says, I get told off regularly about tank sizes. Yeah. Tank size is important. Like, I've got 2 Oscars in a 75-gallon, and I don't like that. They need a 125 minimum, but it was a rescue situation, and we were supposed to move 8 months ago, and now my house isn't even done. So once we move, I want to get a bigger tank for them, because they squabble a little bit. I keep the water clean. I do like 80% water changes a week. So as long as you know what you're doing, it's fine. I just feel bad that they're in that small tank. Which some people say 2 Oscars in a 75 is fine. I don't agree with that statement. All right, let's feed the crystal tank. I don't know what my timer is on Nightbot, but I feel like it is spamming the members suggestion more than it should. Pretty sure I have it on every half hour, but I've only been streaming for 45 minutes and I've seen it 3 or 4 times now. Merlaw says, any Missouri-ish offspring from your blue bolts? A friend of mine got some last month. Was wondering if that always happens. Some breeders will cross their blue bolts with, I can't remember what, somebody in chat helped me out. So a lot of, not a lot, some breeders will cross their blue bolts with another type of shrimp to get the blue color more prominent. And that's where you get the Misuras from, because they have that black carapace, those black spots on it. I guess I should highlight your question. So yeah, so Merlaw says, any Missouri-ish offspring from your blue bolts. And yes, I have been ridiculously culling this tank and trying to get, is that a little baby sea squirrel? Oh, no, little sea shrimp. Yeah, so in this tank, you can see if it focuses that there are some shrimp in there with that black head spot. And I've been trying to cull it out. So it's not something I want in the tank at all. That is Planaria. What's up, guy? So if anybody wants to see what Planaria looks like, come on, focus. So you will see it has a triangle head on it. I have never had actual Planaria in my tank. This is a first. So I've had Rab, which is Rabicola or whatever, and then I've had Hydra, but never actual Planaria. That's crazy. Well, I got to do something about that. Where's my net? 2 seconds. If you guys want to see, all I'm going to do is net this guy up. Hopefully without him falling. So this is not a surefire way of getting them out of your tank, but if I could have one less in there, it will be better. And when you move them, they kind of like do this ball thing where they go into a ball. So if I could detach him from the glass without damaging him, because if you smash them, they are a flatworm, so they'll reproduce. So we're going to put our net under him, use our handy dandy little poker here, see if we can free him from the glass. There we go. Get him in the net. I've never had Planaria in my tank before. And now my goldfish or my fish get them. There you go. Have a snack. Pretty sure it got out. Nope. Yep. I don't know. Either way, it's either in the tank or it's going to dry up in the net. Always something. Okay, let's get back. All right. Thanks. I'm always learning. Evil Planaria. I used some no Planaria powder for 3 days and it worked. Uh-oh. Time for fenbendazole, Kyle. Nuke it quick. Kill, kill, kill. Hey, Tater Salad. How are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. What's up, y'all? Hippie John. Fisherman. Tim's got a question for us. When setting up a new tank or adding plants, are there any treatments that should be done to reduce chances of those parasites? Yeah, you can do a hydrogen peroxide dip if you like. I usually just rinse them off in some RO water. Not too worried about it. So shrimp tanks, fish tanks, you're going to get, sorry guys, hold on. Let's go back to blue bulbs. There we go. Squirrel. You're going to get stuff like that. So the best course of action is just to know how to get rid of it. And like John said, fenbendazole will kill it. And I always have to look it up, but I want to say it's 0.1 grams per gallon. So it would be roughly 1 gram for a 10-gallon tank. That sounds like a lot. So it's either 0.1 grams per 10 gallons or 1 gram per 10 gallons. I'll look it up before I dose, but I use a food scale or a little gram scale and measure it out, and then I just add it to the tank, and I'll treat that every other day to get rid of it. So that's the first one I've seen. Like I said, I've never had planaria before, ever. So definitely, I was kind of excited to see it, but I'll treat that and get rid of it for sure. Yeah, that beetle nut powder works good. Yeah, no planaria is a good one. I always have fenbendazole on hand, so that's one that I've enjoyed. All right, let's move tanks. Move the light over. And the reason why we don't want planaria in our tanks is because they will eat your shrimp. So planaria is a parasite that will go inside the carapace of your shrimp and eat their insides from the inside out. Let's go ahead and drop this guy in the crystal tank. Let's not skewer any shrimp like last time. There we go. And hopefully that's the only tank that I see it in. But just to be safe, fenbendazole is relatively safe to use. I have never had any issues with it. It's always good to add bacteria to the tank when doing stuff like that in case it does kill your biological media. But I've dosed large tanks with fenbendazole full of shrimp and never had any problems. Why is this tank so dark? John says a herb/mushroom scale is very useful to have. Yes, takes me back to my days of younger times. Hippie John, the fisherman, says, where does planaria come from? So planaria can come in all kinds of forms, through water sources, through plants, through wood. It's hard to say exactly because they are flatworms. And I've never really understood how they get into the tanks. It could come in your pellet food, but any botanicals I add, I always try to boil them first before adding them to the tank. But it's kind of an enigma. They just appear in your tanks. My Oscars are playing with the golf ball or the ping pong ball I have in the tank. I would say so. You guys have good taste. Hey, Driftwood, how are you? Well, thanks for joining. I don't know why I find this so funny. I just think of the movie Evolution, to where that gas comes off the space rock, and then all of a sudden they have all these little flatworms. But yes, I totally agree with you, John. They just evolve in your tank. It's just evolution at its finest. That's too funny. Hey, Grant, how are you? Bye, Tater. Have a good one, man. Yes. You missed it, Grant. I just found my first planaria ever. Emoji bomb. Yeah, that doesn't look nice. Merlas asks, added anything new recently? I added some oak leaves and almond leaves to the tank. But I boil everything. I boil all my almond leaves. I boil all my oak leaves. So I don't know how could have survived. Could have came in on some plants. Who knows? But no, I haven't added anything to this tank recently. They show up. It's no big deal. It's not like John. How much Planaria Sharpie do you have in your tanks? You're raising Planaria at this point, right? It's not like some tanks I've seen to where there's tons of Planaria in there. Tim says, if I were to buy crystal reds and only them, will they throw crystal blacks too, making it pointless to keep one tank true to color? Depends on the genes. If you get pure red lines or pure black lines, then no, they will not. Driftwood says, alert. Yes, I figured that's what you meant. Doing well, good. I am pretty far back in chat, so just going to read real quick. Evolution is one of my favorite movies. I'll stop here. Yes. So I absolutely love that movie. And if you have never seen it, Sean William Scott, a few other big name actors. It is a sci-fi comedy that is absolutely hilarious. We have established that Tuki Tuki does not work. So it is what is it? Kaka and Tuki Tuki does not work. It is one of my favorite movies. So yes, Grant, if anybody else has not seen it, go see it. Grant says, was eating tacos with Shelby, forgot it was Wednesday. No worries, man. Appreciate you dropping in. Hey, Crypt. Sean, how are ya? Welcome to the stream. Everything's good, man. You know, doing good. It's the circle of life. Yep. You don't find planaria in fish tanks, but you will in shrimp, and planaria eat shrimp. Ooh, got chilly all of a sudden. Yeah, so hopefully it was just one instance, one planaria, which I scooped him out. And this is one of my heaviest population tanks. So this tank has some of the most shrimp I have in it. So it doesn't surprise me that I found planaria in there. Oh, jab it, John. John says, planaria free now, you get. I did have a bad outbreak, though. An API test tube trap would fill up in 30 minutes. Yeah. I know you struggled with it. That was quite a while ago. But had to throw that out there. Thanks for the emoji bomb. Tim says, shrimp are going bonkers on that lolly. Love it. Yes. Let's see if we can get some of the calcios on here. I probably won't leave the lolly in the calcio tank. Let's do this. I'm going to break one in half because I only have about 20 shrimp in that tank. It is my youngest tank right now. And when I say youngest, I mean lowest population. It's my newest tank I've set up. So I don't have any babies in there. It's as long as nothing's died, there should be about 20 shrimp in there. That's kind of sharp. There we go. So just broke it off. We'll feed a half of one because I don't want to pollute the water any. And they just had a water change yesterday, so you know, overfeeding today is fine. Ooh. Loving this long mic cord. Oh, I just thought, how am I going to put this in the tank now that I don't have the stick on it? I'm just going to drop it. Watch out below. And bloop. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. It's all going to be okay. Everything's protected. Nightbot, you got to chill, bro. That's 5 times in an hour. I have you set up for every half hour. Somebody buy Nightbot a new watch. I promise I'm not trying to promote my memberships that much. Like, yes, I am excited if you want to become a member, but Nightbot thinks that everybody needs to be a member right now. Sean says, I posted the first installment of a story on Royal Road yesterday, hoping people will actually comment. On Royal Road. Did you post it on your YouTube channel? Tim says, if you mod me, I'll ban the bot. Right? Yeah. Nightbot needs to chill. I'll somebody remind me to mess with the settings later. I don't know why this tank looks so orange today. It's super dark for some reason. It's weird. Hippie John the Fisherman. Wrenches are cool. If peeing your pants is cool, then I'm Miles Davis. Oh, we got one dragon blood on the... We're getting there. Yeah, that wasn't the best. It didn't stick the landing when I dropped it in the tank. Oh, so Royal Road must be something else. Crypt Keeper. So Sean says, nah, it's too long for Facebook. Then I learned I could post on Royal Road, so I thought I'd give it a try. Also, you need a Crypt Keeper aquarium decoration since shrimp are cryptids, right? Absolutely. He's having too much fun with that. See the ping pong ball? Let's see if we could catch him to do it. We're going to take a break from the shrimp for a second. So my Oscar is playing with his ping pong ball. So let's see if I can... Whoa, God, don't look at my floor. Let's see if I can catch him doing it. Every time it comes around, he smacks it. We're going to take a brief shrimper mission to see if he will play with his ping pong ball. Of course, they got stuck in the plants. He's been extra feisty lately. Yeah, he's got some deformities to him, so he's not a normal shape to him. If my other Oscar gets in the camera, you'll be able to see what an Oscar is supposed to look like. Hippie John the Fisherman. I just like saying your name, man. He says, I love all the fun facts we fishy people come up with. You know, if I go over there and move this ping pong ball, he's not going to do it again. And now that it's stuck in the plants, I don't think we're going to see it. But he's being extra feisty today. All right, I'm going to move it and see what happens. I think my cable's long enough. Oh, you guys want food, huh? I did not feed you today, did I? Oh, your water's so warm compared to the shrimp tanks. My hands are so cold from the shrimp tanks. There we go. Your ball's over there. Go play with it. It's going to get stuck in the plants again. I know it. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's protected. All right. I see it coming around again. We'll see if he goes and gets it. There it goes. So every time it comes by, he's been smacking it. So it's just floating in the current up there. We'll see if he sees it. He may play tug of war with his plant. He's extra feisty today, I can tell. So he'll grab that plant and like shake his head like a dog. Sean says, I bet he'd play even more if there was a red dot on the ball. I don't know a safe method of marking it. Now he's fighting with himself in the class. Anyways, we could have some Oscar time. You guys can watch my fish for a little bit. Especially while we wait for the don't leave, because the calcios are swarming that lolly, so that's going to be good to watch. We're just going to watch my Oscar do things. Laser pointer through the glass, maybe. He may go after it, but I wouldn't want to ruin it or hurt him in any way, especially with the bare bottom tank. Yeah, he's being boring now. He's hit it about 4 times while I've been on stream, but now he doesn't want to do it. We'll be sitting in the living room, and all of a sudden you just hear splash, 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 scramble, scramble, and like thunking, and I know that he's just bouncing around in there. That's why with Oscars, if you don't want to have any pointy decor, no sharp rocks. So like if you look at all my wood in this tank, it's all rounded edges. There's nothing sharp. And that's why like this tank has very little decor in it. It's just a few plastic plants, the driftwood, and then clear glass bottom. And that's because they're kind of dumb where they'll bash into things and hurt themselves. Really? Stop fighting with each other. Come on, grab the plant. Do something. So there's my other one. You can see the size difference to where Indy, the big one, he's got some deformities to him to where he's kind of like a short-bodied Oscar, where the other one is more of a normal Oscar. And this is why I want to get a bigger tank for him, because Indy's claimed most of the tank, and I feel bad for Rip, which he was the rescue. He kind of just hangs out in one corner, and then they squabble every now and then. But they've never fought to the point of, I feel like one of them's going to kill the other one. All right, they're not doing anything fun. Let's go back to shrimp. We'll go to the calcios. So red calcios, blue calcios. I have 4 buried females in this tank. And any day now, I should find babies in there because they've been buried for a few weeks. So this is one of my favorite tanks just because the color patterns on these guys. The red calcios have a yellow flesh to them inside their carapace, as well as a clear body and then just the red stripes. So their shell and their body is clear. Their head has a yellow tint to them, and it's the opposite for the calcios or the dragon bloods. So the dragon bloods have a blue tint or flesh in their body, and then the dark blue stripes. So definitely some interesting colors on these guys. I absolutely love them. They look amazing. And big shout out to Shelly Speet over at Lucky Aquatics. This tank is sponsored by her. She was nice enough to gift me the Dragon Bloods as a just a nice gesture to somebody else in the hobby, which I definitely appreciate. And they came in amazing. They look absolutely fabulous. So if you are looking for some shrimp, you're in the U.S. area, go check out Lucky Aquatics. She's got some great stuff and all kinds of shrimp, moss ledges. I've done a few unboxing videos for some of the stuff I've got from her. I just got some blue bolts from her the other day, and that's what my video is going to be on tomorrow. So definitely, if you're in the US area, check her website out and get some stuff. So Sean says, have you ever thought about setting up a clear water bridge between two shrimp tanks of the same color? The only thing with the water bridges, I've heard that the water inside the bridge can become stagnant because there's no water flow through it. So that's the only thing that I would be worried about. Hey, Kay, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Marla says, why don't you separate? So they will breed. I started out with this tank as kind of like a crossbreeding project. So I wanted to see what would happen if you crossed the red calcios with the blue calcios. But Grant Eater over at the Garden of Eater mentioned that they will breed true like crystal blacks and crystal reds. So they will either have, red calcio babies or blue calcio babies. So it's just a matter of, putting them together. They're gonna have their own babies, so it doesn't matter. They can be in the same tank. And eventually, when I set up my shrimp room, all of my shrimp will have their own tanks. So I'll have a Black King Kong tank, an Orange Eye Blue Tiger tank, a Blue Bolt tank, Blue Aura tank, Tangerine Tiger tank, as well as Crystal Black, Crystal Red. I'll separate them all out. And then I can do my crossbreeding projects from there, picking the blue males and Tangerine Tiger females, blue male, or vice versa, just to see what happens. So I'm going to do some more controlled projects later on with the breeding and just seeing what happens. Yeah, these guys are really cool looking though. Definitely love it. There you go. Easy solution. Yeah, it'd definitely be fun experiment to set up. Yeah, you'd have to get the flow right because you don't want one tank overflowing. So that power head would have to be strong enough to transfer water. Merla says, never enough tanks. Absolutely. Yeah, the shrimp room that I'm planning, so 4 shelves, 7 tanks, 21, 4 walls. Should be able to get like 80 tanks in there, if not more. Okay. Thanks, Nightbot. All right. Well, who's got one last question for me? I think we're going to call it. One last question. GG. Hey, Dobo, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Caught us right at the end. Been hanging out, talking shrimp, having a good time. Thanks for joining. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it. So I definitely appreciate you guys stopping in and hanging out with us. I enjoy these live streams as much as I'm sure you guys do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely appreciate it. Thanks for coming in here and hanging out. I definitely appreciate y'all. And big shout out to all my members. You guys are amazing. If you want to become a member of the Poseidon's Posse, feel free to click that link from Nightbot. Definitely appreciate it. All proceeds go to my shrimp tanks. So thank you so much. Merla says, thanks. Or love what you're doing. Thanks for streaming. Thanks, man. I definitely appreciate it. Or woman, not sure. Thank you, non-gender specific human being. I appreciate the sentiments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely appreciate all of you. And if you're just joining, feel free to watch the stream in the past. Dobo says, hope I didn't miss anything. You missed some fun. That's it. But if you have FOMO, don't worry. You can always watch the stream later. And, it's just me being silly, hanging out, answering questions, reading chat. But thank you guys so much. Goodbye. See ya.